Somewhere right now, someone is looking at a photo from 2014 like, wow, I was glowing. No, you were 22. That was collagen. And somewhere right now, someone is listening to an old song thinking life was so simple back then. Was it? Or did you just not know your credit score yet? Okay, alright, listen, let's talk about nostalgia, fools. Welcome back to According to Jeezy, the podcast where people are mentally grown, emotionally aware, and low-key missing the version of themselves that didn't need to stretch before getting out of bed. Why do we miss who we used to be? And more importantly, were we actually better back then? Or just dumber and more flexible?
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Let's be honest. Old you didn't overthink. Old you sent that risky text. Old you ate Taco Bell at 1:30 a.m. and still woke up glowing. Now, you eat one slice of pizza and your body sends a warning email. Old you thought everything will work out. Current you thinks, have we considered the worst case scenario? Old you had dreams. Current you has spreadsheets. And here's the thing, we don't miss being broke, we miss not knowing we were broke. That's the difference. Back then you were like, I have $14 but vibes are free. Now you're like, I have money but so do responsibilities. Ignorance wasn't bliss, it was just lightweight. You didn't know what you didn't know, and that made life feel wide open. Now you know red flags, interest rates, and that your metabolism has left the chat. Growth gave us wisdom, but it also gave us anxiety with Wi-Fi. Nostalgia is a professional editor. It removes the stress, the confusion, the crying in the car, and it leaves sunsets, the laughter, and that one good outfit. You look at a 2016 picture like, I was so happy. Were you? Or did you just take 37 photos and pick the least stressed one? We romanticize eras that were chaotic. You missed college? You also had $3 in your account and were emotionally attached to someone who thought communication was optional. You miss high school? You were insecure 70% of the time. You miss your old relationship? You also cried in a Target parking lot. Nostalgia doesn't show the whole movie, it shows the trailer, and the trailer is always fire. You don't miss your ex, you miss who you were before the disappointment, how hopeful you felt, how easy love seemed. You don't miss that job, you miss having less pressure. You don't miss being younger, you miss thinking time was unlimited. That's what hits. Back then, life felt like someday. Now it feels like a deadline. And that shift is loud. We used to think, I'll figure it out. Now it's, I need to figure it out. Adulthood isn't hard because of bills. It's hard because of awareness. You're aware of time passing, opportunities missed, people changing, your knees making sounds. That awareness feels heavy. Now let's not rewrite history here, fools. Old you stayed in situations too long. Trusted people who had zero qualifications, thought toxic but passionate was romantic. You had audacity though, I'll give you that. Old you would start something with zero plan. Now you're like, let me research this for 8 months. Old you had confidence. Current you has caution. And maybe that sweet spot is right there in the middle. Because we act like old us was legendary. But old you also thought skinny jeans were forever, believed every emotional quote on Instagram said I'll never change. You changed. That's the point. Here's the truth. We don't miss who we were. We miss feeling lighter, feeling less responsible, feeling less compared. Back then, you weren't measuring life against 4,000 strangers daily. You were watching everyone get married, get rich, get abs, get aligned. Now you scroll and feel behind in a race you never signed up for.
I didn't sign up for this shit.
Old you didn't feel behind, you just felt present. That's what you miss, presence. Not the chaos, not the immaturity, not the bad decisions, just the lightness. Maybe the goal isn't to go back. Maybe the goal is to build a version of you that has the wisdom of now, the audacity of then, and the peace you thought you had because old you was surviving without awareness. New you is surviving with growth, and that's heavier, but it's stronger. So yeah, it's okay to miss who you used to be. Just don't forget, that version of you would probably look back at who you are now and say, wait, we made it this far? And that's something. I'm Jeezy, and according to me, you didn't lose yourself, you leveled up. Act accordingly, fools. If you enjoyed this episode, smash that like button, comment below, and subscribe for more content. Peace out, fools.